Hello, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. Can you all hear me? Anyone in the comment section, let me know. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Gospel, into this section. Thank you for joining us for Moneymathics this morning. We apologize for the delay. We'll be diving right into the section immediately. So we'll be having Mr. Toby shortly. But before then, I'll show a little bit of background. Mr. Toby, now you have the floor, Mr. Toby.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I think
Good
they can hear us well, very well, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, so how do I know how many people are following? Hmm? How do I know how many people are following? Hello, hello. Okay, good morning. How was our night? I guess fine. And first of all, I want to say thank you to IODG for putting this together. I'm sure that we are all going to have a good time in the next 1 hour or so. Um, I always was a system where I could see the faces of everyone following and we just have a good time together. First of all, um, the topic for today is personal finance. Um, the idea is to enlighten you about your personal finance so that you can know everything that you need to know about money, finance, and so on and so forth. Basically, I've learned over time that the reason why many people don't prosper is because they don't even understand the concept of money. They don't understand the concept of cash flow. They don't understand the concept of finance. They don't understand how people get rich or how money is made. Or people don't even understand what money is. When you talk about money, the first thing that comes to mind is cash or currency or fiat money or paper money. But as long as we continue to see money as paper, then we are not going to really understand the concept of money. So it's very important. So my sound has some echo. Why? What is it about this? How's the sound now? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? So I guess you can hear me. like I said, money is not paper. Money is basically a legal tender. It's something you use to purchase things. It's something you use to purchase what you need. But money is beyond that paper that you see. For example, tissue paper was made from paper. So money also is made from paper. The reason why money is valuable is people care about money, or people even kill because of money. Or the reason why people make a big deal out of that thing called money or currency is because of the value that has been placed on it over time. So in a few minutes, I'll try as much as possible just to enlighten us about the concept of money so that we can understand this thing and get it right. And so, let me just tell you about a few things I'll be talking about today. Um, I'll be teaching on how to scale up from nothing, the culture of cash flow, the concept of saving investments, and multiple streams of income. So I would want you to follow closely as we go on this journey. Now, the first thing you must take note is you must understand the concept money. And what is money? Okay, I just found out that the comment section is for the audience. So I'd like to see your comments so that I can know that you're following, so that we can be on the same page. So I'd love to see your comments. So what is money? Um, like I said, money is not currency. Money is not that paper. It's beyond that paper. If people don't place value on it, then it is useless. The reason why money is money is because people place value on it. So I want to go to the market and buy stuff from the market. If I take any ordinary paper, nobody's going to take me seriously. But if I take a 1,000 naira note or a $100 bill and I take it to the market, people will take me seriously because the government or the federal government has placed value on what's on that paper. So, what is money? Number one, money is value placed on your what? Money is value placed on your what? So, when we talk about being rich, you're not rich because you have cash in your bank account. You are rich because you are valuable. And that's the concept of when we talk about the net worth. So money is value placed on your worth. Number two, money is any medium of exchange. Money is any medium of exchange. The reason why we're saying this is because there was a time that there was no paper currency and there was still trade by barter. There was still some level of exchange. So under the trade by barter system, I need yam and I don't have yam, but I have gari, so I can take my gari and exchange it for yam. So you see, even though we didn't have the paper currency or the currency then, we had a means or a medium of exchange under the trade by barter, under that system. So if I wanted to exchange yam, I didn't need yam, I wanted gari, so I would take the worth of that gari in yam form and exchange it for gari. Now, so there was some level of exchange then, even though we did not have the paper currency. Now, so money is any medium of exchange. Now, whatever you have that you can exchange for what you need. So, whatever you have that you can exchange for what you need is money. And that's where the concept of value comes into place. Now, so I might not have cash at hand, I might not have money at hand, but if I am valuable, I have a product, I have a service, I can exchange that service for money. Now, so I'm a forex trader and I train people on how to trade the forex market. Now, so that is value on my part. Now, so every time I need money, I can put up a cost or I can put up a discount for my course and say, okay, purchase my course at so price. And people purchase my course maybe 200,000, 300,000, 400,000. Now, so it's the value that I have that brings the money into my account. Now, so it is very important for you to know that your account balance is actually your value. The reason why your account balance is low is because your value is low. When you increase your value, your account balance will increase. Now, so this is deliverance for someone today that your account balance is a reflection of your value at every point in time. Now, and that is why it's very important that at every point in time you have some level of skill or talent or value that you can exchange for money. Because even in when the prophetic is involved, you got to find out that God still needs that you have something at hand. So there was a certain widow who did not have anything, who was broke, and the prophet said to her, "What do you have?" And she said, "I have a jar of oil." Now, so she had that jar of oil, so she had something at least to exchange for more. Now, so if you don't have something at hand, you are never going to have to exchange for more. And the prophet told her, okay, go and borrow more vessels and take the jar of oil that you have and begin to pour it into every vessel. And she took that little jar of oil and she began to pour it into every vessel. And the Bible said that the, the oil did not cease until there was no more jar to contain the oil. Now, so this is deliverance for someone. That little talent, that little thing that you have, that you are looking down on, can actually be a blessing to you. Can actually be the reason why you prosper and the reason why you would be financially free. The problem at times is that we see these things as little, but we don't take our time to develop it and polish this value till they become marketable at the world stage. So you have to identify your value first of all. When you identify your value, you polish it. After you polish it, you develop it to the point that you can charge premium for your value. So even when the prophetic law, so money is what you have to exchange for what you need. Now, I want us to get this clear. I hear people make statements like, "Oh boy, I dey hustle, I dey look for money and all that stuff." And I'm like, why are you hustling? Why are you looking for money? The truth about the fact is that God did not design us to hustle or to look for money. God designed us to be a money magnet. So stop chasing money around. What you focus on is focus on you. Focus on yourself. Develop yourself to the point where you become extremely develop yourself to the point. Thank you, Josh. Your account balance is a reflection of your level of value. Thank you so much. Please bring in the comments so that I can be sure that you're following. Now, so God did not design you to be chasing after money, hustling every day of your life. The idea of financial freedom is so that you can have enough money, be free from hustle and be free from stress and hardship, and live your own life on your terms. But if you hustle all day and night only to sleep and wake up and eat the bread of sorrow, then the aim is defeated. God did not design you to hustle. He did not design you to chase after money. God designed you to be a money magnet. So you were designed to be a money magnet. And what does a magnet do? A magnet attracts every metal around it. So if you increase your value, what you are doing to yourself is that you are making yourself a money magnet. And when you become valuable, people will pay you anything to be able to attract that value. So it's very important that you understand this. Now, I want to give you two things that you must know or understand about money. Now, number one, money is a reward. Money is a reward. What is it? It is a reward for what? Solving problems. Money is a reward for solving problems. Now, so if you're not solving any problem, then you deserve to be broke. Now, that's a hard truth, right? But the truth about the fact is that if you're not solving any problem, you really deserve to be broke. In fact, as a matter of fact, it is fraud to want to be rich when you're not solving any human problem. Now, so number one, money is a reward for solving problem. Thank you, Solomon Eze. Once, okay, I can see that again. But I can see the comment. Please keep the comment coming in. So, money is a reward for solving problems. Excuse me. Number two, the second thing you must know about money is that money flows. That is why it is called currency. Money flows. That is why it is called currency. Now, so money flows from the area of least value to the area of most value. Now, so haven't you wondered why is it that the rich would continue to be rich and the poor would continue to be poor? There was a certain parable in the Bible. Bible said that the man had there was a certain ruler, a certain king, who was going on a far journey, and he had talents, and he wanted to give it to the servants. He gave one 5 talents, he gave one 2 talents, and he gave one 1 talent. And the Bible stated that the reason why he gave them these talents was that he gave them according to their several abilities. So the one that had 5 talents could manage 5 talents. The one that had 2 talents could manage 2 talents. But the one that had 1 talent, the king even felt that he could manage 1 talent. But at the end, you got to find out that the king even overestimated his ability to manage the talent. Because you got to find out that he took the talent, he did not invest it, he did not do anything with talent. Instead, he went to go and bury that talent. And the Bible says that the one that was given 5 talents made 5 more talents. The one that was given 2 talents made 2 extra talents. And the one that was given 1 talent did not do anything with the money. And at the end, the master said, "You are wicked and lazy." And he said, "At least you should have put, at least, not the word at least you should have put the money in the bank so that when I come back, I can have interest." So, mark the word that the master said. He said, "At least put the money in the bank." It means the least form of investment is putting your money in a bank. I'll say that again. The least form of investment is putting your money in a savings account or in a fixed deposit. Why? Because in a whole year, what do you make from a fixed deposit? The bank gives you between 1 to 3% or 3.5% in a whole year. So that is the least form of investment, putting your money in the bank. Then the master said, "Take that 1 talent that was given to the man who did not manage or who did not use it, and give it to the guy that had 10 talents or that have made 5 more." So you can see that right from time, money flows from the area of least value to the area of most value. That is why the poor will continue to be poor and the rich will continue to be rich. Why? Because the rich understand the concept of value, and they are able to provide value or solve more problems of humanity, and that is why money flows in their direction. So the second thing you must understand is that the reason why money is called currency is because money flows. It only flows in the direction of value, or only flows in the direction and in exchange. Exchange for what? Exchange for value. So you would notice that in the course of this teaching or in the course of this lecture, I'll be emphasizing more about value, because the truth about the fact is that if money does not come by favor, it will come by value. It will come by value. It will come by value. So instead of crying, I don't have money, I'm poor, I'm broke, focus on increasing your value. Like I said, God did not design you to run after money or to pursue after money. God designed that you should be a money magnet. And not until you become extremely, extremely valuable, you are never going to be a money magnet. Now, in the next section, I'll be teaching you 7 things that money is tied to. You need to understand that when it comes to the money, there are certain things that attract money. In economics, we talk about complementary goods. What are complementary goods? Complementary goods goes hand in hand. So when you buy a toothpaste, definitely you have to buy a toothbrush because you're not going to use your hand to brush your teeth. So you see, you buy a toothpaste, you have to buy a toothbrush so that you can be able to brush your teeth every morning when you wake up. So money is tied to several things, and I'm going to take my time just to give you a breakdown of the things that money is tied to. Number one, the first thing that money is tied to is money is tied to the creator. Money is tied to the creator. You must know that you did not create yourself. Someone created you, and someone created the universe. So I feel it is pride for you not to acknowledge the importance of the creator in your life. In fact, it is pride not to acknowledge that everything we have came from God. God is the creator, and everything that we have came from God. Now, so the wisdom that you have to create money, or the wisdom that you have to manage, to develop, or to invest, the wisdom you have came from God. The life that you have came from God. The air that you breathe came from God. Do you know how much it will cost for you to purchase or to buy oxygen in a single day? Talk less of in a single year. Not many people can afford it. So the air that you breathe came from God. The life that you have presently came from God. And at any point in time, God can take that life back. Now, so the first thing that you must know is that money is tied to the Creator. The wisdom that we have to make money today came from God. And it is pride not to acknowledge that this wisdom came from God. If there's anything I've become in life today, it's because of the wisdom of God at work in my life. Uh, most of the ideas I have, and most of the ideas that I've developed over time, everything came from God. Now, so money is tied to God, and you need to acknowledge that on a daily basis. You need to acknowledge that on a daily basis that man was designed to live and live in honor of something greater than him. Now, so even if you don't subscribe to the God of heaven, you definitely have to subscribe to the God of this world. Now, so you either subscribe to the God of this world or you subscribe to the God of heaven. But there's something I know is that when you subscribe to the God of this world, your success will not last. In fact, your success will be cut short. But for lasting success, I advise that you subscribe to the God of heaven. So, money is tied to the Creator, and it was God that gave us the wisdom that we have. In fact, He gave us the life to even think about making money, and He gave us the breath. In fact, He gave us good health. You cannot even think about making money or think about money when you're not healthy or when you're not fine. So, you must acknowledge on a daily basis that money is tied to the Creator. Number two, money is tied to people. I've had people make statements that I don't need people. That is one of the most foolish statements I've ever heard in my life. Who told you you don't need people? That is pride. Definitely you need people. If you have a good and service, who will buy it? You're not going to buy it yourself. People are going to buy it. Now, so you need people. Money is tied to people. Now, there are over 8 billion people upon the earth presently. So it means you have a potential customer segment of 8 billion people. 8 billion people. Just imagine you're selling to 8 billion people. So money is tied to people. The money would flow to you if you have something to exchange for it. If you can solve a specific problem for humanity, then money will flow to you. So there are people around you. People have needs. People have needs on a daily basis. People wear clothes on a daily basis. People eat on a daily basis. People transport on a daily basis. So these are things that people need. These are things that people cannot do. So money is tied to people. You must pay attention on a daily basis and find out what do people need. Not just what people need. What can people not do without? For example, now you got to find out that Nigeria is in a situation of recession or hardship presently because of the government or because of mismanagement of resources. So you got to find out that even when it comes to needs, people tend to put certain needs before other needs. For example, people could afford to buy clothes at their will 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But it's not true for today because before you think about buying clothes, you think about the food you eat. So, or before you think about buying clothes, you first of all think about shelter or a roof over your head. So you can see that needs are in levels. Needs are in levels, and people have needs. So not just any need, you must identify the specific need at every point in time, especially when you find yourself in an environment where there's to an extent a lack of resources. So when it comes to scale of preference, for now, people think about food before they even think about what they will put on. So I got to find out that in the last few years, people who were selling clothes had issues with their businesses because people were more concerned about people have not even eaten once in a day. Is that when they'll be thinking about buying clothes? No. So you find out that no matter how hard things get, people must eat to survive. So people must drink water to survive. So you got to find out that even in the recession, the food business will still thrive because this is something that people cannot do without. So number one, money is tied to the creator. Number two, money is tied to people. Now, so the money that you are looking for or the money that you need is in the pocket of someone around you. But you have something, you have a value that you can exchange for that money. And over time, I got to find out that people have money, but the reason why they will not give you that money is because you do not deserve it or you have not earned it. So you must have a value that you can exchange for that money. Number three, money is tied to problems. Money is tied to problem solving. So every time you see a problem, it's not a time to run away. Only cowards run away from problems. Money is tied to problem solving. So every problem is actually an opportunity to be successful. Every problem is actually an opportunity to be rich. Every problem is actually an opportunity to be financially free. So money is tied to problem solving. Every problem you see is money in disguise. Write that down. Very important. Every problem you see is money in disguise. As a matter of fact, every problem is a potential ATM machine. Every problem is a potential ATM. That problem can be an ocean that will give you money consistently for the rest of your life. Imagine if you can meet a problem that would feed you and finance your life for the rest of your life. I always give an illustration. Nigeria is over 60 years, and in over 60 years, we have not been able to solve the problem of electricity. Imagine if you can provide solution to Nigerians' electricity problem. You are made for life. You have a potential customer or a potential market segment of over 200 million people. So you can see that there's a problem There's an electricity problem in Nigeria, but up to now, nobody, not even the government, has been able to solve the problem of electricity. And there's free wind everywhere. There are nations of the earth now that depend on the windmill to provide electricity for the whole nation. So every time you see a problem, money is tied to problem. Money is tied to your ability to provide solutions to every problem. So every problem is money in disguise. Don't run away from problems. Every time you see problem, embrace it. Number four, money is tied to your gifts and your talent. Now, when I say your gifts and your talent, what do I mean by your gift and your talent? Your gifts or your talent is your ability, that inbuilt ability. Don't lie to yourself, I don't have a gift, I don't have a talent. No, that is not true. There was nobody that God created without a gift or a talent. Every man, every human being upon the earth was created with something inbuilt. And God designed that that gift and talent will make you stand out in life. So there's an ability on the inside of you. I've seen people, and every time you find yourself around them, you just you laugh yourself out. So that's an inbuilt talent or an ability. So these guys make a lot of money. The media and entertainment industry is a multi-million dollar industry now. So people make a lot of money from comedy, comedy shows, making people laugh. You make people laugh, and that is your job description because it was an inbuilt talent that God gave to you. Some people, the moment they hold the mic and they sing, you just want to melt into yourself. Why? Because they have that talent. So people make a lot of music from a lot of money rather from music now. E.g. Davido, Whiskey, the Burna Boys, etc., and so on and so forth. These guys are making a lot, Sinach, making a lot of money from music. So that is an inbuilt ability. There are people that when you stand up to talk, you compel people to listen to you. The whole world listens to you. People make a lot of money from public speaking. See the guys that play football, the World Cup is on presently, and I think they are approaching the semi-finals. And these guys earn in millions of dollars and hundred thousands of dollars on a weekly basis, doing what they love to do. That's an inbuilt ability that they were able to develop over time. Imagine being paid for what you love to do. That's the sweetest place to be in life. So money is tied to your gifts and your talents. So every single person has a gift and a talent. Don't lie to yourself that you don't have a gift or a talent. Take out time, look inward, and find out what is your gift, what is your talent, what you do with ease. What you do with ease. I love to teach. I'm a teacher of God's word. And every time I teach, I don't speak with ease. And I found out that every time I teach, I compel people to listen. No matter how, whether I'm loud or whether I'm quiet, it does not matter. Because that's a gift that God has given to you. So there's something that God has given to you. You need to use it. You need to use it. If not, you're gonna be broke and you're gonna poor all your life. Number five, money is tied to product and service. What is your product or your service? Your product or service is your brainchild. Money is tied to product or service. Now, so even if you don't have a product, maybe you run a service business, it means you provide something, a solution for people. So money is tied to product and service. Now, do you know that there was a time that there was nothing like sachet water? There was nothing like sachet water before. Water was being tied in leather and it was being hawked on the street of Lagos. So it was someone that sat down one day and he thought that instead of tying water in leather and selling in what they call nylon and selling it to people on the street of Lagos, why don't we invent something more classic or more excellent? And that was how sachet water came to be. And they were selling sachet water, I think that 5 naira or so. So that person who invented that product or that idea of selling water in sachet became a multi-millionaire before every other person included into that business. But it doesn't change the fact that that person was the one who started that business. So that sachet water was his product. It was his brainchild. Now, so it is your brainchild that actually makes you prosperous. It makes you successful. That's what brings money into you. Now I'm a forex trader, and I have several strategies. I have methodology. I have fundamental, which is the new strategy. I have the VIP. Are you getting it? So, see, three. Those are my three children, and I can make money if I don't make money from trading. I can still make money from selling my courses. So you must have a product or service because money is tied to product and service. Nobody's going to pay you for not having a product or having a service. So number five, money is tied to products and service. Number six, money is tied to ideas. Have you heard the word? Ideas rule the world. Ideas rule the world. The thing about the fact is that one idea can change your financial destiny forever. One idea can change your financial destiny forever. But you know the problem is that most people don't even spend time to think. The time you spend hustling, walking about, roaming around the street, trying to look for money and all that stuff, if you will give 1 or 2 hours daily to thinking, your thinking time is in the place of thinking that God gives you an idea. It's in the place of thinking that God gives you a brainchild. Are you following me? It's in the place of thinking that God gives you a brainchild. So one idea can change your life forever. Every car was petroleum, 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 petroleum. But imagine the idea of the solar car. Imagine the idea that you were not going to use petroleum again to move a car. That's so interesting. And that idea made him a multi-billionaire in dollars. So you need to sit down and trust God for an idea. I believe that there's an idea in the heart of God, and if you can search, it will make you financially prosperous and rich for the rest of your life. Last but not the least, number seven, money is tied to vision. Money is tied to vision. The people perish for lack of knowledge. So where there's no vision, the people perish. What is your vision in life? What is your purpose in life? My purpose in life is to see that people are financially free. My purpose in life is to see that people are blessed because of me. And so every time I act, everything I do is tied to that vision. I truly want to see people prosper. I truly want to see people blessed. And so everything I do is tied to that vision. Now, so do you know that your prosperity is tied to your purpose? Prosperity is tied to your purpose. That is why you find out that every time you are not fulfilling purpose, you'll be broke. But if you can follow the path of vision and follow the path of purpose, then you can be sure that you are going to be financially free. Even if you're not prosperous now, give yourself 3, 4, 5 years. I can assure you that if you follow your vision, follow your purpose in life, you can never be broke. Now, don't be discouraged because no vision speaks at the beginning. Every vision speaks at the end. Now, so even if it seems as though the promise is tarrying, don't worry, it will not tarry. At the end, it will yet speak. Now, so number one, money is tied to the creator. Number two, money is tied to people. Number three, money is tied to problems. Number four, money is tied to gifts and talents. Number five, money is tied to products and services. Number six, money is tied to ideas. And number seven, last but not the least, money is tied to vision. So I believe that we all will be able to identify what's our vision in life and what's the purpose. What's the purpose? Is what the reason for your existence, the reason why you were created. You were not just put upon the earth to come and occupy space or just walk the earth and pass time. No, there was a reason why God sent you here, and I want you to take it seriously. God help us in Jesus' name. Now, to scale up and become sustainable over time, you must understand three things. Because I've seen people, I really don't understand how God can bless you. People become extremely rich, and over time they just crash from the sky. It meant that there was an aspect of knowledge that they did not have to sustain them. So it's not God's will that you rise up today and tomorrow you crash. No, it's God's will that you be sustainable. So as we scale up financially, I also wish that we will be sustainable over time. I heard about a man that lost 15 billion US dollars in the recent crypto crash. Not 15 million US dollars, 15 billion. How come that you are worth 15 billion and you lost everything because of greed? So it's God's desire that you be sustainable over time. And for you to be sustainable and skill up, you must understand these three things. The first thing you must understand is financial intelligence. Now, what is financial intelligence? Financial intelligence is the knowledge about money, having an understanding of how money works, knowledge about money, and having an understanding of how money works. So many people don't even know how money works. They don't know how money comes. They don't know how money goes. And it's very wrong. So there was a time in my life that I bought every book that had money. I bought every book that had million on it. I bought every book that had billion on it. I bought everything that had to do with finances and money because that was how desperate I was to break out of poverty. But there are certain people now that you say, do you even have a library? No, I don't have a library. Do you have a book on finance? No, I don't have a book on. Have you ever read a book on finance? No, I've not read a book on finance. And I'm like wondering, so how do you expect to prosper? Let's be sincere with ourselves. If we truly want God to prosper us, then let us play our own part. You cannot say you don't know anything about money and you want to prosper. You're just joking and you're lying to yourself. So financial intelligence is very important. What is financial intelligence? It's your knowledge about money, how money comes, how money goes. And not until you're financially intelligent, you're going to be broke. That's the truth. That was the difference between the rich that was a professional. He didn't have knowledge when it comes to finances and money. But the rich dad had knowledge of how money works, how money comes, and how money goes. So for you to be sustainable over time, the first thing you must um, have is financial intelligence. Secondly, the second thing you must have is financial discipline. Now, what is financial discipline? Financial discipline is how well you are able to conform your spending and your savings to the plans that you have set to achieve your financial or monetary goals. I'll take that again. What is financial discipline? Financial discipline is how well you are able to conform your spending and your savings to the plans that you have set to achieve your financial goals or monetary goals. So people don't even have financial goals. They don't have monetary goals. So how do you conform your plan to fit into those goals? So what is a financial plan? I want to be worth 10 million by next year. I want to spend 100,000 per month. I want to give 100,000 per month. So people don't even know that they should have a budget for giving. They don't even know that they should have a budget for spending. They don't even know that they should have a projection that this is what I want to earn monthly. Now, so if you want to earn 10 million or 12 million next, or you want to be worth 12 million in next year, so it means that every month you must at least earn a million naira in a month for you to be able to achieve that financial goal. Now, so what is financial discipline? It's your ability to conform your spending and your savings. Why? Because if you spend lavishly, if you are careless in spending, you're never going to have enough to build. If you don't have a savings, you're never going to have enough to invest. So people who are not financially disciplined will never be able to scale up. Will never be able to scale up. That's why you're going to find out that some people they reach a benchmark in their finances. If they reach a million in their account, somewhere somehow the money just comes back under a million. because they are not disciplined enough to move from that realm or scale up when it comes to their finances. So the first thing you must understand is financial intelligence, how money comes, how money works. Second thing you must understand is financial discipline. How are you well are you able to be disciplined, to discipline yourself, to conform your excesses, to conform yourself to follow your plan when it comes to investments, savings, and spending. The third thing you must understand is financial management. What is financial management? Financial management is different from financial discipline, though very similar, but there's a difference because financial management is your ability to handle your personal finance. It's your ability to handle your personal finance in a way that allows it to be successful. E.g., what percentage goes to spending? So you can see the aspects of management. What percentage goes to spending? What percentage goes to saving? What percentage goes to investing? Assuming I earn a 1 million naira in a month, do I just spend the whole money? What percentage goes to spending? What percentage goes to saving? What percentage goes to investing? Do you know that it's your ability to manage your finances that determine how fast you grow when it comes to your money and your finances? So you see, guys, these three things are very important. You must understand number one, financial intelligence. Number two, you must have financial discipline. And number three, you must understand financial management. If not, you're never going to be able to scale up. So you got to find out that people reach a benchmark of 10 million and they cannot break out into above 10 million. Or people have a benchmark of the million zone and they can never become billionaires because they don't yet have the discipline to be a billionaire. They don't yet understand how to manage their resources till they get to the point that they can be able to break into the billion realm. Now, the rule of money, this is very important. You must understand this. The rule of money. Take this down. Number one, this is the rule of money. Money comes when you sell. For example, this is a phone. If I sell this phone, I make money. Money comes when you sell. Money goes when you buy. Now, I did not make this phone, so I did not sell it. As a matter of fact, I bought this phone. So when I bought this phone, money left me. Money did not come to me. So money comes when you sell, but money goes or money leaves you when you buy. And number three, money grows when you invest. Money grows when you invest. So money comes when you sell. The rule of money: money goes when you buy, and money grows when you invest. The reason why the poor will continue to be poor is because they usually buy liabilities and not assets. And as long as you continue buying more than you're selling, as long as you continue buying, as long as money continue leaving you, you will not even have money to invest. And if you don't have money to invest, then your finances will never grow. So money comes when you sell, money goes when you buy, and money grows when you invest. So this is the rule. Sell more, buy less, and invest most. I take that again. Sell more, buy less, and invest most. I take that the third time. You need to hear this. Sell more, buy less, and invest most. Now, so when it comes to financial management, I'll give you a breakdown that I feel is workable for you to achieve your financial goal. If you don't have a breakdown for the management of your finances, I'll give you a breakdown or a template that you can use, and I feel that um, it will help you achieve your financial goals faster, maybe in the next 3 to 5 years. So, number one, when money comes, The first thing you do is that you take a tenth part of it, what we call the tithe. The principle of the tithe is the principle of honor, honoring God that everything I have is from you. So you take a tenth and give it back to God as a sign that, Lord, I honor you for the wisdom that you've given to me. I honor you for the life that you've given to me. I honor you for the breath that I breathe. And I honor you for good and sound health, giving it back to God. So you take a 10%, give it back to God. Then I also believe that since that your money comes to you based on how valuable you are or how valuable you have become, if you don't grow in value, you're going to remain at the same place for life. So I believe a percentage should go to personal development. Personal development, you buying books, going for trainings, going for courses that add value to you so that you can increase in knowledge and increase in your understanding of money and increase in your value. Because the more valuable you are, the more money you have in your account. So you can say 10% goes to tithe, then another 10% goes to personal development. How many trainings have you gone to or have you done this year? How many courses have you bought this year? How many books have you bought this year? How much value have you added to yourself when it comes to personal development? If you don't add value consistently, if there's no budget for personal development, you're going to be stunted. So if you truly want to grow, truly want to become better, there must be a part of your finances that is budgeted for personal development. Then I feel that if you truly want to succeed faster, you must learn to delay initial gratification. When I say delay initial gratification, it means you must delay certain pleasures, knowing fully well that you have lost time and you don't have all the time in the world to spend 60% of your income. Now, so I'm giving 30% to spending. So 30% of your income should go to spending, meeting your needs, not more than 30% for now. Not more than 30% for now, so that you can have enough to scale up. Have enough to scale up. So 10% tithe, 10% personal development, 30% spending. Now, some people say you should save 10%. Now I understand when they say save 10%. If you are saving 10%, you're not going to go far. You're not going to go far. You're not going to go far in life. You have to really save more. So there's something I call savings and investment savings. Now, so for saving, I'm giving 50%. Now, so from that 50%, you're going to save 10% in a saving account. That's why you're not going to touch it. You're just going to leave it there for maybe a time when there will be an unforeseen circumstance. I'm not praying for that, but yeah, this is life upon the earth, so you cannot deny that. So you save that 10% in a savings account. That one you don't touch for times when maybe there will be certain pressures that you would need to solve one or two things when you don't have cash or you don't have money in hand. Then the fifth one is what I call investment saving. Let 40% have have an investment account where you save 40% of your income. So if you are earning ₦1 million in a month, 400,000 must go to the investment account. 400,000 must go to the investment account. I normally tell people, I say the best form of saving is saving by investing. The best form of saving is saving by investing, because what you save in a savings account does not grow. But when you save by investing, it grows over time. Are you getting me? So if you're earning ₦1 million in a month, 400,000 naira must go to your saving or your investment account, such that at the end of the month, 400 times 10, that is 4 million. 400 times 12, that is 4.8 million. So in the investment account, you already have 4.8 million naira to open another business or establish another stream of income. So you see the importance of an investment or an investment account where you can take 40% of your income and put in an investment account, such that at the end of the year you have a bulk that you can push into another business or open another stream of income. Excuse me. So I take it over again. 10% goes to your tithe, 10% goes to your personal development, 30% goes to your spending. If you spend your 30% in a month, that's all. Don't touch any other money. That's where the discipline comes. That's where the management comes. Are you getting it? then 10% goes to savings, then 40% goes to an investment and a savings account. Okay, so categories of investment. Like I said, the reason why people have so much money, the man that makes 15 billion US dollars and lost everything in cryptos. You don't even take everything you have and invest in it one stream of income. That is not wise. It's not wise at all. So he lost 15 billion US dollars, and that is all. Where does it start from? Let's start from square one again. When God has blessed you with 15 billion US dollars, how many people have seen 15 billion US dollars in their lifetime? So that is very careless and it's not something to lose. And that is the reason why I'm doing this. So categories of investments. It is very important that you know how to invest. And because every business and every investment has its risks attached to it. So it is wisdom to categorize and divide your investment based on your risk appetite or the risks involved in every business and every investment. So this is something I was able to draw out, and I believe it will be helpful to someone out there if you can understand it. Categories of investment. Now, the first category is low risk. Low risk investment. What's a low risk investment? A low risk investment is an investment that gives you less 20 or less than 20% of your capital in 1 year. The big and the major investors, they know that any investment that gives you above 20% in 1 year on your capital is a high risk investment. It's not a low risk investment. So people who have the money are not greedy. They are more interested in growing their wealth over time. They are more interested in maintaining their wealth. So don't be greedy. Any investment that they say bring money and in 1 hour you have 500%, does that make any sense to you? And you take the whole money that you have saved, all the money in your savings account, and go and put it there, and everything is gone, and you're crying. See, that was not wise. So the number one is low risks, and I recommend 20% in a year on your capital is low risk. And for that kind of investment, if you have money that you have saved over time, when you want to invest in low risk, I advise that you invest 50% of your investment capital into low risk investment. 50% of your investment capital into low risk investment. The second is medium risk. What is a medium risk investment? A medium risk investment is any investment that gives you from 20% to 100% in a financial year. 20% to 100% in a financial year. And I recommend that from your investment capital, you invest 30% of your investment capital into medium risk investment. 50% into low risk, 30% into medium risk. The third investment is high risk investment. What is a high risk investment? A high risk investment is an investment that gives you over 100% in a financial year. Over 100% in any investment that gives you over 100% in a financial. So if you invest 1 million naira, excuse me, you make extra 1 million. That is a high risk investment. So since it's a high risk investment, I recommend that that is the investment you put, excuse me, the least amount of your money into. So for the high risk investment, you take 20% of your investment capital and invest into high risk. So 50% for low risk, excuse me. So if I had 10 million, I want to invest, 5 million goes to low risk, 3 million goes to medium risk, and 2 million goes to high risk. So even if I lose the money in high risk, that is just 2 million of my investment capital. I still have 8 million to fall back on. Guys, is that not wisdom? That is wisdom. So you don't just take the whole 10 million naira and go and put it in a high risk investment because they promised you 500% that they're going to give you 15 million after 1 year. Guys, it doesn't work that way. Growth is a process. Are you getting me? Growth is a process. And don't. There's something called the prosperity of a fool, and the prosperity of a fool has been designed to destroy him. It will destroy you before time. So let us not be foolish when it comes to trying to prosper. Let us take it one step after the other. So that is what I call the categories of investment: low risks, medium risks, and high risk investment. So 50% to low risk, 30% to medium risk, and 20% to high risk investment. And I pray that the Lord will prosper us all in Jesus' name. So the last part I'm going to be talking about, my time is over. This is the last, but not the least, very important. The concept of multiple streams of income. Concept of multiple streams of income. Very important. If you don't understand multiple streams of income, you are never going to be financially free. If all you have is one stream of income, you might be successful, you might have money, you might be prosperous, but you are never going to be free when it comes to finance. So God expects that you have multiple streams of income. Now, Genesis chapter 2, from verse 4, 10 to 14, talks about the Garden of Eden. And the Bible says that from that garden that there is a river, and that river parted into four streams. Four streams of income. Four streams of income. So what I recommend is that you have at least, excuse me, you have at least four streams of income. Why? Because if you are earning 1 naira and you are spending 4 naira, you're going to be broke. But if you are earning 4 naira and you're spending 1 naira, you're going to be rich because you always have 3 naira excess, 3 naira. So at least four streams of income. Ecclesiastes chapter, my network. Hello, can you hear me? So Ecclesiastes chapter 11 verse 2 talks about the fact it says, invest in 7 or invest in 8. That's King James because you don't know have multiple streams excuse me, have multiple streams of income because you don't know what manner of evil will come upon the earth. So I usually advise that for when it comes to multiple streams of income, you should have at least, even if one fails or two fails, you still have something to fall back. You still have six investments or streams of income to fall back on. So I just hope our finances will get to the next level. So when it comes to multiple streams of income, let me just suggest certain investments or certain businesses that I'm sure would stand the test of time or would always thrive even in a world like this. Number one is I think food business. Food people will always eat till Jesus come. Number two is housing, real estate, housing, hoteling. People will always want a shelter over their head when it comes to investments. Number three is fashion, style and fashion. People will always put on clothes till Jesus come. Fashion. Number four is finance, finance business. There will always be bilateral trade between nations of the earth, forex, investment, stocks, and all that stuff. Number five, maybe media and entertainment. Number six, fashion. Number seven, on and on and on and on. So there are many businesses that you can look for a stream of income around. So I personally am into the finance business and I've been able to carve a niche for myself in the financial sector. And God is helping me. I'm into ministry and finance. So what I'm selling, I sell love and I sell financial freedom. So you see the reason why I can never be broke again in my life. So guys, I wish you all the best and I just hope and pray that this short section has impacted you with wisdom and knowledge to take your finances to the next level. I expect testimonies. I'm aware that there's a question section for 5 or 10 minutes. So I'm open to questions. If you have any question, you can just type it in the comment section. I see it and I'll respond to your question. Okay, back to my host. Thank you. Okay, back to my host. Let's take questions.
Thank you so
Thank you so
We really appreciate you, sir.
really
In
appreciate
fact,
you,
you
sir.
did so much, sir. If you really got value from that section, let's see you type value, 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 value. The facilitator knows that you got value from the section. And if you have any questions, it's going to take your question and answer. So I'll be doing a recap of what, yeah, value. Solomon saying he got value. A lot of people in the comment section saying they got value from the section. So if you have, and the facilitator would be answering your questions. Value, value. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Gospel said he got value. Gospel, go ahead, ask your question. Okay, someone is asking, what should they call member just starting out and doesn't have another skill do? Tidy Tech is asking, what should he do as a core member that is just starting? So over to you, sir.
Okay. Usually, as a core member, you're just starting life. You don't have any means of support. You're not born to silver spoon, so there's no money stuck somewhere for you to start up a business. Get a job. I don't have a problem with you getting a job. People say, "But don't do a job. A job is this and that and that." But there's not there. As long as I have a plan, get a job. Say I want to work so for 3 years, and when you're working for 3 years, like giving you the plan for your savings. For that 3 years, there must be your savings. So it means in that 3 years, you are saving 50% of your income. So if so, you must deny yourself some pleasure for that 3 years. So if you're earning 100,000, you are saving 50%. That's 50K per month. So you are saying that I'm saving 50% of my income for 3 years, so that at the end of 3 years you can have a bulk of a sum of money to start a business with. At the same time, when you're working, um, high income paying skill, or learn about a business that you can invest that money you have saved for the past 3 years into, or learn a high paying income skill that you can invest that money into, so that if you're working, you're doing a job for 3 years, after 3 years you know that you're going to resign, so that you can have your time to your, because essence of financial freedom is that you have your time to yourself. You resign after 3 years, then you invest that money you have saved into that business or that high income paying skill, so that 5 years of your life and develop a business that you can leave as a legacy to your children, than working for 30 or 35 years and there's no legacy for your children. So get a job as a core member. As you get a job, learn a high income paying skill, or learn about a business that after you work for 3 years, you take your savings, and after that 3 years you resign, and or you push that money into that business. So you are also working alongside having another stream of income and a business that is also paying you. When you find out that your business can pay you much more than your salary is paying you, you can now resign and focus more on the business. Thanks. Okay. Next question. How would you advise he divides the little income? I've already given you a system of division. I gave you a system of division: 10% tithes, 10% personal development, 30% spending, 10% saving, and 40% for investment saving. Investment saving. So that's how you divide it. So I don't know when you say little capital, I don't know, or little income, I don't know whether it's your alawi or something like that. But alawi is just activity, so it's not so much. But no matter what you're earning, just make sure you maintain this system. Even if you earn 1 million naira, you maintain the system of saving. 30,000, if you don't maintain a system of saving, you will never save when you're earning 30 million because you will increase your spending to 30 million. So abide by the little system I've given you: 10% for a tithe, 10% for personal development, 10% for saving, and 40% in an investment account that you can take after the year runs out and invest in there. Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, is that statement literal? But not literally. What I'm saying is that um, your worth. Let's use the word worth now. Your worth is a reflection of your value. Your net worth is a reflection of your value. So, when if you don't always have money, when I'm saying account, I mean, okay, because there's the people that necessarily don't have money in the account, but they have properties and so on and so on. So, what I'm saying is that your worth financially is a reflection of your value. Your finances will never rise above your value. Never. Your finances will never rise above your value. Even if money comes by favor, you will not understand how to manage that money to rise in your finance. So your financial prosperity is tied to how valuable you are becoming over time. If you're not valuable, then forget about prosperity because nobody will exchange anything. Thank you. If one has not mastered savings, can he jump into savings? You don't have to master savings. Savings has to do with discipline. Nobody masters savings. It's a decision on your part that no matter what happens, you're going to save. And that need that you want to meet, you want to carry your savings and go and meet. If you don't meet it, you will not die. That's where financial discipline comes in. That no matter what happens, you are not going to touch your savings. The moment you start touching your savings, then you're not disciplined. And if you're not disciplined, forget about financial prosperity. Financial prosperity is for the discipline. And that's the more ways eventually succeed financially because the people are not disciplined. I don't understand. People are not just disciplined. So you have to be disciplined. You need to master savings. It's something university or the federal government have a system whereby before they pay your salary, a certain amount goes to savings, what they call the pension scheme. So do you go and tell the federal government that, well, I don't know, I've not mastered savings, I've not mastered all these things, I want my pension, I want the money. And that's what I'm telling you, something per month. That's what we call savings. Okay, jump into investment. Okay, not savings, investment. No, you cannot jump into investment. You don't just dive into an ocean. You don't know how deep that ocean is. You don't know how deep that swimming pool is. No, don't dive into an investment that you don't have an idea of. Number one is that before you invest in anything, you must have knowledge about that thing. I'm a forex trader, and I tell people you want to trade the forex market, carry 10 million and go and jump into forex market. Don't you have enough sense that you should take at least a million, 10%, and learn all that you need to learn about the forex market before you go and jump into forex. And someone takes the whole 10 million naira because of his greed and thinks that forex is easy. They now go and put the whole money in forex and he will lose the whole money. But those who are wise will take 1 million out of the 10 million and learn how to trade. And when they learn how to trade, they now become successful in trading because they can now even multiply that 10 million to 20 million because they were wise enough to learn about investing in the forex market. Okay? Okay, please, I do have a kind of feeling whereby when I earn and profitable, I do feel unconcerned when the trade goes against me. With a mindset of I still have profit to cover up with. Okay, I think this person is a trader. But when it comes to trading, I believe what helps you as a trader is that you must have a trading goal or a financial goal. How many pips do I want a day? If I make certain amount of pips, I'm going to come out of the market and so on and so forth. So don't be greedy. If you have a winning trade, take the money. Don't always learn to let your winning trade runs and cut short your losing trades. But if you have, don't be too greedy. You cannot make all the money from the forex market in a day. So always have a target. If your target is 100 pips, after 100 pips, come out of the market. If your target is 200 pips, after 200 pips, I'm a long time trader, so I target from 200 pips upwards. So that's my trading system of trading. I reach 20 pips, I'm going for 200. That is 1:10. That is my system. So I that's what I want. So when I make my 200 pips, I come out of the market. So if you make 200 pips, that is at one standard, or that is $2,000. $2,000 is almost 2 million naira now. So what are you looking for? Some people now allow the trade go against them back to zero, back to square one. It doesn't make any sense. So you must have a target. If you are going for 50 pips, go for 50 pips. If you are going for 100 pips, go for 100 pips. So you must have a system that helps you to take money off the market. Thank you. Any more questions? Okay, I don't understand this. Patrick Olisa, kills. How can I overcome that? What do you mean by kills? I don't get your question. What do you mean by kills? So, like I said, when you for your profit system, you must have a system that you take money. If it's your trading system is 1:3, if you're risking 20 pips, you're going for 60 pips. When you hit your target, you come out of the market. Or your trading system says 1:5 or 1:10. My system says 1:10. So I always want to risk 1% and make 10%. So it depends on what works for you. Or one above 10%. 1:10, 1:20. What works for you. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if there are any more questions. If there are no more questions, I think we can call it a day. We can go back to the moderator.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much, sir. We had an amazing time with you today. Thank you so much. We are really grateful,
Thank
sir.
you. You're
Um,
welcome.
guys, let's thank Mr. Toby in the comment section. Let's thank him. With emojis, let him know that we appreciate his time and sacrifice and all that he has taught today. In fact, my jotter is full. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll be going on a 5 minute recess before we bring on the next speaker. So guys, I would want you to, just get up. I know you are most likely seated with your jotter, but just take a walk, ease yourself, take water or anything, and in 5 minutes we'll be back. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Last but not the least, in the month of December, I'm giving an 80% discount on my VIP course. So if you're a forex trader and you want to learn my VIP course, in my VIP course, I teach you on how to weeks 1 to make 10 and weeks 1 to make 20. So if you are interested in learning how to trade the forex market, I'm giving an 80% discount on my VIP course. I've never done this before, but I'm doing this for the Christmas period because I just want to be a blessing. So if you want to learn how to master the market and make money from the market and cash out on a monthly basis, I advise you go to my VIP course. So send me a chat on WhatsApp and we're good to go. Cheers. Have a
All
good day.
right. All right. Thank you so much, sir. We will drop his contacts, how you can link him up on the comment section. Thank you so much, sir. So we'll
You're
be going
welcome.
on the 5 minutes recess break now. Please join us. Don't leave the call. Join us in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, good day, everybody. Good afternoon to you all. I want to believe you guys have been enjoying this session so far. Please, if you can hear me, just type yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Is it clear and audible? Is it clear and audible? Okay. All right. Thank you very much for joining. And right now we are diving straight into the next session. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, it's not connected. Okay, so we are diving straight into the next session, and we have our guest for the next session here is ready, fully loaded to bless our lives. Um, Let me just say something before I hand over the stage to him. Uh, he's a wonderful mentor of mine, and he's been so amazing. Like, if you're looking for someone that is sound in the investment world, Mine is very sound. It's not just a financial person. It's not just a person that has a good knowledge of finance. It's also a prophet to the core. And I want to believe you're going to learn a lot from this session. But before it takes over, let me just share his let me just read out his content for everyone to see. So uh So over to you, sir. Can you hear me,
Okay,
sir?
all right. Yes, I
All
can.
right.
Can you hear me
Okay. So
also?
yes, I can hear you. I
Okay.
don't know if our audience can hear. Please, if you can hear, just type yes, I can, so that we're going to dive in straight to the session. If you can hear the audience, please just type yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay.
If you can hear us, please just type yes, I can.
Loud and
Okay.
clear.
So, sir, they can hear. I will be stepping aside and I will hand over the stage to you now. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'm not going to be taking much time. Just going to dive in straight. And then diving in straight, we're going to top knowledge from this information. Is going to be sound. It's going to be advantage into your own life, your finances, and in financial freedom at the end of the day. All right. So, in my section, I'm going to be talking about investment. So let me just go straight. And if you have any questions, just prepare your questions, put your questions down. So you drop it, then whichever I could attend to, then I will attend to them straight. So I believe the first session was amazing. I also followed, I learned a lot also. All right, so now let's go. What is investment? I want to just talk about investment straight before we know how to even invest, how to allocate investment in straight term, layman's language. No need for textbook definitions and all. Funds channeling your own capital to the end that you gain an outcome financially. You want to grow rich, you must have to get into investment. Investment has been the only channel that can make wealth over time. So, if you do not invest, that means your own money, your paper money, $100, 100 rand on its own is losing. If, for example, at 2021 you had 1,000 naira, that 1,000 naira that you had, the inflation rate that has affected the naira as to 2022, and that depreciation effect on it has made 1,000 naira to be worth 961 naira. Have 100,000 naira as at January, as at December by this time, 2021. Right now, if I'm going to withdraw, if I'm withdrawing it from the machine, if I took it from my own house, that same number, but its value has been depreciated to worth of 996,100 thereabout. So what I can purchase with 2021, I will need 1,000 naira, 38 naira extra. So I will need 1,038 naira. Why you have to invest? If you keep your money on, you keep your money lying lazy in the bank, keep your money lying lazy in the house, and you don't get into investment, inflation is going to affect it. So if you get this, then you would have to know what investment is. After understanding what investment is, you would now find out how to invest. How to invest has become a very terrible thing us for we at this side of the country, African. It has not been incorporated into our system. It was not incorporated into our educational system. You know, if our educational system had captured lectures on money clearly, on investment, finance, an average African Nigeria would not be financially illiterate as it were right now. It is the illiteracy of finance that causes Ponzi scheme and all method of fraudulent activity to thrive in this country. It's because of lack of financial illiteracy, financial knowledge. So if knowledge is lacking, so many things can come up that look like the truth, but it's not the truth. So some people will come with different schemes that can generate a certain very huge and on serious percentage at the end of 20 days, 30 days, which is not your, if you are financially literate, you already know that what you are hearing is fraud. It can't last for long. It is a fall, and over time, everybody will be robbed, and there will be no money to pay any other person. So, if you want to understand finance, you have to be literate and how investment runs. If it was incorporated, an average person should invest. Our educational system is designed to make somebody industrial, come up with sound certificates, come up with some kinds of come up with some kinds of build up that you can generate to get employment, to be bad. But the end result is that you should also have been able to raise capacity to a particular time where wealth, you should begin to build wealth. Having said that, we have to go deep down into investment. How do you invest? What do you invest in? Where do you invest? These are the kind of things that we're going to deal with. I'm not going to take much time, 30, 35 minutes out, so that I believe that questions are the point where knowledge can be transferred, because that's the place where the person asking the question is. So if we want to be investing, we have to know where we would invest. Number one, that I know and I believe that every single person should know and understand, begin to learn to invest in people. You must begin to learn to invest in people. Follow me carefully, follow the chat work. People. Everything thrives on earth because of human beings. Everything is thriving on earth because there are that would rip off. So if you do not invest in people, then I do not know what else you invest in. If you invest in people, you are, so in no time, someone at the other side who has been transformed by your invest life will now begin to pay you later on. You have been too good to that. Now you brought light to that person, and you'll be too good and too grateful to let you go hungry. Is very powerful. And this is kind of investment that you do not need money to do. You just need their ears. And when you get their ears, then you begin to pour out, begin to shed light, begin to give them directives. Life is not the end of it. There is still more to life than what we are seeing. After first is that you have to understand how to invest in substances that have the years to have proofs. Just like our mothers, they and as at the time they bought this piece of gold, maybe a neck chain, a ring, or they bought it at 20,000, and later on they are selling that stuff at, because when you invest in metal, it is designed, it can never come down. Metals have continued to grow. Metals have continued to grow. Invest in, let your money be lying down fallow in the bank. You would have to carry that money. 100,000, you're going to leave 500,000 hanging in the bank. I'm not talking about, rather than keeping your money in your savings account, because if you keep your money in your savings account, the inflation is going to attack it and the capacity will be reduced, even though it's still the same, having the same figure. So when you get, instead of keeping 500, you can still keep it in the bank. It's going to be recorded in your name, and when you go back, that piece of gold at 5, change it, you'll be shocked. You'll be getting it at 600,000 or down to even 800,000 as the time range would be. And after understanding the people, the next that you have to understand is to invest in agenda. And you have to invest in agenda. This is where I bring my bias spiritual wise. because activity. I don't know how many people are following, cut across different religions, cut across different tribes, but over the time, I've seen it that investing in king prove that nothing can affect it. It grows. You see, where my Bible tells me that we should do what? Lay up treasures where no moth or rot can lay any effect on it. You see, you can keep money and bury it on of the monetization policy when people are beginning to dig up money from different areas. They saved it, so they've saved paper money, they've saved receipt. And if I carry 500 million and I go and bury it in the ground, I just buried. If I carry that 500 million and convert it to gold, then I have telling you, telling you. You see, paper money, you'd have to find out how money started. People were exchanging gold. Transactions was made on gold. Ancient times, in watch your old movies, you see what people do. They deal on gold, on ounce of gold. So imagine buying a large piece of property that will require you to get a huge, that bag of gold, you can't walk about with it. So a certain Templars, a set of people came, they write a receipt for you that, okay, you have a hundred naira worth of gold, you have £100, $100 worth of gold. And when you get it, you now hold that promissory note is like 10,000 worth of gold. If you make a transaction, it will be written on it that, okay, 1,000 naira, your 100,000 worth of gold is reduced. That means someone can go that and lay claim of 1,000 naira worth. People now thought that, okay, the paper money is now what money is. So that's just the receipt. So if you save in money, you are not, that is not savings. It's called currency. It should flow. It should flow. If you save in gold, then your agenda. For example, Bible says that we should, if we lend to the poor, we give, God also repays. Yes. So we finance agenda, which is very important, is that you must also invest in your investment protocols that require no money. Investing in investment, zero capital investment, the ZCI, or how they pull it here. Okay, so now you are making yourself of value. You are building yourself to become value. Go and get loan from bank, and the collateral will be their intellectual. It's so much in themselves that they by themselves, they are capital. They can go into a purchases, and even though they are low in cash, they can let them go to pay back anytime because they are capital by themselves. You become capital. Your presence is so needed that they would invite you to places, and that your investment will be changed, and they will give you a paper equivalence of what. For example, if you bring some musicians to your event, you're going to pay them in in tens of thousands of dollars just to bring them, for them to sing that song that you've been listening to, because they by themselves, they have become capital investment. So investing in yourself. After understanding investing in yourself, how to invest in is you have to invest in farm or agricultural products. You can invest in farm, you can invest in agricultural to seedlings, because plantings must happen. People would eat. sector that generates a particular percent of the feeding of any country. You're having a farm that produces rice, for example, and that rice goes in capacity, you will be farmers who know what they are doing are wealthy. The next is that you have real estate. So these are diverse chains where you can invest in. A lot of people may not have the amount of money that they would need to purchase to erect a building for rent or a hall, as it were. You see, sometimes it could be very difficult. And have that capacity to be able to go to the bank and request for other people's money, and take that other people's money and invest it in real estate, and the returns you get to pay those people back. You see, if you invest 15 million naira in building stable, rent that comes from that money, from your rental resources that will come from your investment would 15, 15 million was invested in erecting a particular building, and that building goes for, let's say, for example, 300,000 per year. Do the calculation. In no time, in less than 5 years, you would break even, and that your building is still stable. And if you build all standard requirements in place, in 10 years, that your building that was worth 15 million. So your real estate is worth 30 million already, and there is still return. Now I'm talking from our own sector. In US, they pay monthly, but then in the US, in the UK, that has been standing for centuries, for decades. Built it, for example, are long gone, and their children are reaping from that investment. State is very, very sound. Now, when you want to, if you, these sectors would require one or two persons to be involved. A piece of gold, I would have to get to exchange with Mr. A. I would exchange, and Mr. A will give me a piece of gold. If I'm investing in people, then I'm investing in someone. There's somebody, energy, my time to impute. If I'm investing in property, there are people involved who will stand as receptive point that they can channel it, buying books or buying Bibles, or going for massive scale evangelism. I would need to involve a lot of people. My crops, people will plant. If it's people will be involved, a lot of payment schemes will go into that, and at the end of the day, it's going to be profit. Real estate also is very intensive. People are going to be involved. What kind of investment can comfort of your home that you are still secured? If you want to understand that, you to the financial sector. Very important. If you want to go far and go strong and invest, just like the ones you know, you would have to go into the financial sector. Is a very huge game where you would have to even go and get how the financial world runs. But I'm going to break it down a little for you. If we're going to invest in the financial sector, would now come into pure scale investment. These are investments, your retirement, investment where you aim to settle those who would come after you, where the Bible says that a good man lives in. This is the kind of investment I'm talking about. If you had invested in the financial sector as at 1992, 10,000 nairas at 1992, which would be an equivalent of somewhere around $15. At 1992, by now, dollars. That is roughly around 10 to 11 million, if not more. This is investing in the financial sector. So now, how do we invest in financial sector? If we want to what the are, stocks are financial sector. You see, they are real investment and they are financial investment. Financial investment, not that it's not real, but you'd have to gain access to the financial world to invest in it. While there are real investments, which are the estates, the agri, the metals, those are real investment that you know that, okay, right now I can lay hands on and I can make a return from it. So if you want to get into the financial sector, we have to understand how to get stocks. How investing in stocks is very, very important. Investing in stocks in the later time, every scale of investment is not designed to go for short term. Have this in mind. If you are really interested in investment, you are going to be investing for a long period of time. The minimum 10 years being that you'd have to let your resources, your capital. If you want to work that are at the end result that as yours, we use to ease up your retirement. If you are not educated in that, get people who they call the fund. So what is stocks? Interested and you want to pick this thing. The company X. Yes, realize that they need to get. So in the need of the open their shares, and they bring it to the public and say, okay, of this company. So every company buy a ship. So the return from Mr. X is no longer comes a particular percentage, a share of that investment. There are types of investment. If you want to categorize investment, we have small, we have large scale. What I mean is the capitalization, the market. You see, Apple, Apple share is 150. It's like $150, but Apple is in trillions of dollars. Stocks may worth $230, but organization worth close to a trillion $50 million. So when you want to understand okay, the network, okay, okay, can hear me? I may not have time. Let me just write down. That categorizing stocks. There are small stocks to 2 billion to $10 billion. 10 billion to invest, you'd have to find out what investment you're going to put in. After that, you have to make carefully. You have to understand types of, majorly two types of stock. They are blue and growth stocks available for stocks have been there for long, and over time it's from it. And when you buy it, you see there are two ways: you dividend, or you read dividend gain, or you read the capital gain. In blue chip stocks, which are stocks that have stayed long, let's Facebook stocks, these stocks that have stayed for more than, when you get a share from them. Then there are growth stocks that just came, companies that just came recently. These are the they are very volatile. They are very volatile. It can give you 100% in a day and drop again. Okay.
Okay, guys, we sincerely apologize. It's very, very poor. So he would be joining us. Exercise patience. Thank you.
Okay. Am I loud and clear?
It's better now, sir. It's better. Thank
Oh,
you,
okay.
sir.
So sorry. So sorry. I don't know what is wrong with the network.
Sir, if you don't mind, sir, I think now started from that. I think type.
Okay. For my type of stocks.
No, 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 no. Not even types of stock. Last thing we heard very clear from my hand. I think I heard real estate.
Oh, okay.
Quick recap of what you said after that, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very
Oh, all right. So I don't know why network is not favorable. Have to shift in. This is what happens with this sector of the country we are, but things are falling in place for us as we progress. All right, so I talked about where to invest. So let me just recap from where to invest. I talked about you have to invest in people, where you transfer knowledge. I heard there's transformation, and when people are transformed, they in turn will lift you up, they will raise you up, and in your old age, you won't beg. You have to invest in metals. To invest in piece of metals, get gold, get silver, and you keep in the bank. If you get gold, you get silver. That is, yeah, you keep in the bank's vault. It's better than you keep 500,000 naira to a million naira lying in the bank, lazing around, doing nothing, letting the bank to use your resources to their own gain and give you next to nothing, next to peanut as your savings returns. So get gold. If you get gold worth a million naira, you will be surprised in a year time when you want to sell that, you may be shocked to get 100,000 naira profit on it. Even 50,000 naira profit on it is still significant. It means your 1 million naira did not depreciate in value as to if it was left in the bank and, for example, the inflation rate affected it. Then you have to invest in productive agenda. You have to invest in your own self. And because if you invest in your own self, you become a capital. You become a working capital. Your exchange value is immeasurable. If you take time to invest in knowledge and become wise and sound, you become capital by yourself. And you can be exchanged, you can get to the bank to get a loan, and you will be the collateral. You can get collateral and they will put intellectual collateral because of the kinds of person that came the to get the loan. All right. So after that, after investing in yourself, you also have to learn to invest in agriculture, where you have to get into farming, the capital ventures to farm. And if you don't want to do that farming, I know agencies who go into farm and they've been traveling for years. They go into farm. So, for example, they want to farm rice at 100 million, and you can come and buy into their idea. That means if the 100 million naira brings a return of, let's say, 10 million, you would get a particular share in it. That means there's a 10% increase in return. Just giving an example, if 10% comes in from 100 million that was dropped into a venture, farming, rice, beans, whatsoever, if it comes out, the return, you also get 10% of your dividend. So if you put 10 million, it means you're getting a million naira as yours. If you put a million naira, you're getting 100 as yours. You also have to invest in land and do these buildings, invest in landed properties, invest in properties. If you do not have the capital resources to get into the bank and get other people's money, you don't have enough backing to get other people's money, other investors' money to get into the bank and to purchase properties and to put on rent to get your own return, then you would have to invest into real estate agencies. There are real estate agencies who have built structures, and you can make a purchase of one of the structures. Let's say, for example, an estate has 100 blocks that has been built. So you don't need to go through the struggles. You just need to invest in one of the blocks. So let's say a block has 100 is worth 15 million. So if you invest 15 million into that block, it means the rent that comes from it goes to you, but you may not have access to the capital gain, because if your building is standard, the structures are stable, all materials that should be used are used, and your structural engineer and your architect gives you sound design, it is believed that in 10 years, 15 million naira worth of a building should have doubled in price by 10 years' time. That is real estate for you. But if you do not want to go into this and you want to get into the financial angle, you want to get into financial investment as a scale, that is when we begin to understand stocks. So if you want to understand stocks investment, you now have to know whether you have to follow through the channel of investment or speculation. You ever have to be an investor or you have to be a speculator. So follow me gradually right, I believe I'm back. Forgive me for the internet that is. If you need me to come back at any point, please do signal. Category of stocks are categorized into their capitalization, where we have small capitalization is from 300 million to $2 billion. From $2 billion worth down to 10 billion, and large are those that are from 10 billion and above. Box is worth like $155, but their market cap $1 trillion. Yes. Oh, stories of stocks, you have to understand what sorry, I'm back. My network is really playing. Switched outcome will be. Forgive me. So I stopped on category of stocks where I categorized small market capitalization to medium market capitalization and large market capitalization are those that runs from $300 million up to $2 billion. That run from $2 billion to $10 billion. Large capitalization and above. So I gave an example of Apple stocks. Apple $5, for example, but Apple market capitalization $3 trillion. So this is how you understand the stock value. And types of stocks is where I talked about the blue chip stocks and the growth stocks. Now, blue chip stocks are stocks that have been available for a they've stood the test of time and their curve is well presented. So if you want to get invested in these stocks, blue chip stocks, for example, what you get out makes, let's say, for example, so now nobody owns 10% of a Apple makes $1 million. If you have 10% of Apple dividend to their investors, you are getting 10% of that dollars come to you. It means $100,000 come to you. If you get so in this company, it means that what comes out for you will be $10,000. Their shares, you get $10,000 upon dividends that come. This is different from growth stocks. Growth stocks are stocks that are quite recent, very volatile. Just like the cryptos that we have in recent times, you see it can give you 150% in a day and still crash down and So these are the types where you be hearing buy high. Yeah, so I believe we are still following. I believe my network is, so if you are following me, just let me know you are following me. I should be through in no time. Investing in stocks is a building. Every single person who built wealth built their wealth because they invest. And they were taught investing from their, when they got to their secondary system, they already know where to put in capital. So at that young age, some start with $200 and they've been able to compound. Compounding is another very important thing with investment. That is why it's good to start early. If you start investment time, if your investment gives you 10 to 10, 5 to 10%, if you get 5 to 10% from an investment and you keep compounding, that $500 in no time will get to 5,000. In no time, you get to 50,000 because you are compounding. So now, if you want to be a fund manager, because it is quite technical to know stock, to know how to get a particular stock that is about to give me what I want. You and this fund manager sits on a system to do this study. Right? I'm going to get this particular share. So let's say, for example, different investors, million, that 100 million, it can split it into different investments. YouTube shares, buy Netflix shares, and buy all these shares. And when he has, then he can now grow because he has a basket. But for you, you get into stocks. Now, getting into stocks is not difficult, it's very easy. There are apps to really get into. You would have to discuss that later on, which outside. You can get into the website and buy stocks. And if you can know that you are leaving that stocks to grow for the next 10 years, because on a large scale, stocks stocks grow. People who lose money too early because of fear, no massive correction. So you have to. How do you diversify? If you want to diversify because you want to do your investment by what Warren Buffett said, a time I bet against the bank and tell them that if he is giving $10 million and he does, and he bet with the bank and he won that bet, because S&P 500 is an index. S&P 500 is an index of a stock. 500 companies in the US. FTSE in London. US 100 represent 100 best performing companies, represent best 30 best performing company in the US. And this is the reason why I like. So if you get to index fund, you can invest your money in index. If you want to go into investment, get into index fund. You can lay purchases on buy a share in put your funds in S&P 500. Maybe you can put your fund in US 30 and it surely will rise. 100 is a basket of 500 best performing. That means Apple is, Netflix is there, Amazon is there, Tesla is there. There are 3% of 3% Tesla is there, a particular percent of Johnson and Johnson is there. When you put 500, if you crash, you are trying to say 500 company in the US crashed, and means that the world has ended. That means there's no business again. It's very difficult. Some companies may perform poorly, while some will perform well. But in the later run, if you check the graph, they all rise, they rise back up, because this is the whole company. If you do this, you would build your wealth in no time. Let's say, for example, if you put $500 into X&P fund, as at you put $100 two, when some people were born, let's say as when your dad was giving to you, gave birth to you, gave birth to your stocks, and he put it in S&P 500, $100 he put it in need, which the equivalent by that time will be something very nice. By now, $1,000 from just $100,000 from 1992. Right now, billions. That is roughly 100 million naira plus. So from 1991 to that hands over that certificate to you and say, this is your shares, this is what is happening. When you were born at that 1992, because someone should have had the understanding of children. But if it was not possible then, now is the next. Not make investment for yourself, now is to begin to make investment for your children. $1,000 that is there, come, let speak with an investment, a fund manager, let him advise you on how to allocate, get into NASDAQ, get into S&P, get into German 40, get into to thrive long. All right, so at this junction, I want to be answering questions. Don't go over and over and over. If you have a question, you've got into stocks, you've got into stocks, is different from speculating. If you want to speculate, which has a higher risk, speculator is a currency trader who manages his trading fund. That's why the forex traders, these guys have been skilled to know when to buy. A fund manager, it is quite difficult to be a spec. A lot of people have amassed 500 million from people, and they put it into speculative ventures. They put it to buy currency. If you get access to 700 million as at last year, and which has appreciated more than 10%, it means that that 700 million over 1 year. And if you are giving investment, you have made 500. You know how to invest. Don't gather money to go and spend. As a fund manager who has understood portfolio management. What does it mean to manage a portfolio of selected stocks that you its performance quite not intelligent to predict, but from stock histories, because most times past histories don't repeat themselves. It's a pattern. This is why they say past history is not proof. So will give this company has performed 10 times over the years. So over the next 10 years, it will still It may perform poorly just when you put your investment. So understanding portfolio management is also very sound. All right. So if you have followed me to this point, then your questions can start coming in. All very sound. So Emmanuel, between the range of $100 that one can buy, very strong. I'm going to be dropping some of the websites and some of the sound app is the bamboo app, which when you buy a stocks there, just know you are living that you can begin your investment with $50. You start it. You are not starting that $100 investment because you want to reap a 1 years old, and you understand compounding. If you keep your, say for example, it makes if it makes 1% per month and you continue to compound, invest, in no time, your $100 more than $160,000. You'll be having a huge return from it. Am I saying 160,000 thereabout? Get into investment, guys. Investment. Your questions can 5 minutes for questions to roll in. Come in, then I would have understood me thus far. If you want to get into stocks, is quite difficult. You can't just, did you pick Apple stocks? On what basis did you pick Tesla or pick Alibaba or pick Johnson and Johnson or you pick Zoom stocks? No. Why did you do that? Information as to why you should do that, or are you get into safe diversified trading? Get into US30 is a compilation of tactics. Even though they dip, they would rise. It will surely, for example, $100 to buy a shares, and next at 55, you can see $100 as even all your money in the companies like the cryptos that I give an example of, and before you come back, it has jumped from 19,000 in overnight, gone in 2 days. Those are the ones that you buy the dip. So you want to invest 500, get US30s that sound interesting. Yeah. If you are a salary, now is the time for you to allocate a particular naira, begin to channel 10% of that into 15,000 naira. You can begin to design it for, begin to design it for, can begin to design it for, if you get 15,000 naira and you keep investing 15,000 share, just keep doing that. You have two children, get and let it continue to run. Just know that when you started that they have not given birth to them, let's say 2 years amount of money. Let's say, for example, at 2 years, there's 2,000. You keep scaling that $2,000 to when they are 20 years at their wedding day. You are handing them $1,000 because right from time now they are 20, 25 years, over 20, 25, and that's compounded because you invested for them. This is how you lay smart, be financially intelligent, and know how to rely on what the educational system has built it to be. You can have a retirement package if you do not want to get into the apps or get into stuffs like that. I can't reach them now because I know if you can get to Apple Store, you can get bamboo. If you get to Apple Store, you can get bamboo. Get bamboo from that you can pick out from there. At least that one, I know that you can do. I know of Get Steaks. I know of Get Steaks. This Bulge Al Arab. You see the Palm Island. There are every year when dividends are shared, money that they've made from different ventures, rentals, hotels. When they bring back their calculation to see the profits and a particular amount, and let's say, for example, you invested $10,000 and it grew, they made 10%. It means that $1,000 is coming to you at the end of the year. It's coming with current exchange rate, which is at 730 or 730. By December, you are getting your 730,000 naira. That is how you increase. If by the next year you had another $10,000, year you are getting 1.2. If you say you don't want to spend your money, you want to scaling up, it keeps scaling up. Except Jesus is going to. I know of getstake.com from investing in Dubai. So let me give me a rise. I believe you have been. I believe uh, brought insight. I believe my network also did not break. Agree with that my network did not break, and I have a lot of people who. Right. Okay, so questions? Any questions? Forex trading is not an investor. A forex trader is a speculator. An investor. Investors don't speculate. Their risk level is quite. Most forex traders have high appetite. Okay, so coming in, I would say that this. Okay, so my host, let me know. Come out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for the amazing session. Although we had little breaks because of the network, but at least I want to believe a lot of people have been able
So sorry.
to at least get one or two things
So
from
sorry.
your session. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing with us from your wealth of experience. In fact, someone is already downloading
Thank you.
Bamboo app already. Someone is downloading
Yes,
Bamboo
it's
app
very sound.
already. Thank you very much. So,
Download your bamboo, buy stocks, and leave it. Don't trouble yourself. Buy and forget about it. 2 years, leave it with what is happening. You'll be happy with yourself that you are financially savvy.
amazing. Thank you, sir.
Yes,
Thank you
yes,
very much
yes.
for sharing with us from your time. I know today is a very, very busy day
It's
for you,
my
but
pleasure.
you are still giving us
My
your time.
pleasure.
Thank you. So I want to believe
Thank you.
we don't have any other question again. And if any question pops up after ending the session, I will definitely forward the questions to you, and then send
Okay.
the
So,
answers to the person that sends the question. Thank you very much once again, Prophet. Thank you so
okay.
much for coming around to bless us this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I want to believe people will make good use of the information that they've heard today by God's grace.
So I will get access to some of those websites, of the links,
Okay,
and some of the apps, and I will share it with you. Digital investment, and he wants to start growing his money. When you begin to, God has given you a system where you can now begin to build your own wealth. In 2 years, they lay you off so that you are is working, is not lying down in the bank. Never let 100,000 per time. Mm.
thank you very much, sir. In the absence of no other question, I think I will
All
allow
right.
you
So let's
to go and prepare for your next
you,
program.
sir.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you,
once
Havila Global.
again. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Um, Okay, everybody, thank you. This is 3 hours, 18 minutes, and you guys have been here. You've been here from the beginning. Thank you for joining today. Tomorrow is going to be a very, very amazing session. I would advise you not to miss tomorrow's session at all. Tomorrow, we're going to be delving deeper into the intricates of investment when it comes to stock market. The person that will be taking us tomorrow works with the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and I'm sure you are going to learn so many things from him. In fact, he sent his presentation to me, and it's a very, very rich thing. Please do not miss tomorrow for anything. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming around today. I believe you all will be around also tomorrow. Please do well to share the link with your friends, those that you know they may be needing this knowledge. Please do well to share with them so that you won't be the only rich person. If you are the only rich person in your cycle, you are still poor. You are still poor. Pastor Toby talked about your net worth. You are still poor. So please share the link around. Let other people also come to learn on how to scale up, how to invest, how to grow their wealth. And as you are doing that, you are indirectly building yourself. You are indirectly building. Remember, Prophet said you invest in people, and when you share links like this for people to come and learn, is a type of investment. You are investing into their financial life, and when you do that, you will definitely reap the dividend. Thank you very much, everyone. See you tomorrow by 3 p.m. We sincerely apologize for starting late today. So many things happened that I may not be able to communicate here this afternoon. So see you guys tomorrow. Cheers and God bless you all.